So good afternoon, everyone. This is Young Tolly Concept Studios, Tolulokwe. For the past few days, I've been trying to get myself on YouTube, but the last few videos I've not been able to put voice over to it. I've been trying to find a way out, but I think I've gotten one way out. I just hope this will be able to work better than what we did before. So I shot this picture some days ago in my studio, and it's a very nice picture. I love her outfit. That was what got my attention. The outfit is like it's just everything for me. The outfit got my attention. I think I need to create something with this picture, and I would like you guys to just learn from it. So what I do basically is just bring my picture to capture one. So I let me just share a few of the pictures with you guys. These are some of the pictures. All these ones are already edited. So these are some. These are some. All these ones are already edited. This is the finished product. So we'll be moving. This is the picture that I'm working on. So this was the finished picture. This to this. So this to this. So now I will be starting from scratch, so that you guys can all learn and get to see how I do my retouching together. So I'll be touching it from start to finish. So when I do my capture one, basically first is just to, once I come to my basic characteristics of the picture, that's where they have the color profile, ICC profile. So I'll just come and put them to standard. I think the new version of capture one, it has what we call a pro standard, but I just put mine to standard because my capture one now does not have pro standard. I think I'm using 2020 if I'm not wrong. So I just come, my white balance is perfect for me, and the picture is a very sharp image. So my exposure, I will bring it down a little bit. Come up. I think yeah, it's perfect this way. My contrast, not too much. I don't put too much. I think I do 5. But my brightness, I would bring it up a little bit, let's say 6. Everything I just do is just a little bit, but the picture is perfect for me, but I just need to touch a little bit. I'll come to my highlights. I'll pull down my highlight to the lowest. Okay, let me bring it a little bit back. Now what I do before anything I do is just to exposure warning. What it does is that it tells me any part that is of the picture that is being overexposed. You can see the clothes. The cloth is having like a red warning on it like this. If I turn it off and I turn it on, you can see it. So any part that is being overexposed in the picture, in the image, is trying to signal that part to me. So I need to turn it on. Always turn it on. Always turn it on. Now shadow. Now I pull up my shadow a little bit. Not too much. That's too much. A little bit around, let's say around 15 is fine for me. Around plus 15. Not too much. And my white down a little bit. You can see it's not really having a big effect, but it's going to have an effect on the main picture at the end. So my blacks, pull it out a little bit. This picture was shot with, I think, 2 light setup, 2 lights. I don't have the image of the behind the scene. You can see it from this image. I had 1 light from the back, then 1 from this side, then 1 from the top. 1 from the top. So this, my clarity, I put my clarity a little bit at 5. But the picture is sharp, so we may not touch your clarity, but I just decided to put it on 5. So what happened with levels and this levels and adjustment layer? What happened on levels adjustment layer is that I pull my levels. This is the highlight of the levels. This highlight, this is mid-tone, and this is shadows. I put my highlight almost at the start of where the what's it called? Of where the level start from. Let's see it this way. Almost at this is where it started from. You can see it start bleaching from there. It starts being over. I'll just almost at the start. Almost somewhere here is fine. Then the for the shadows, I pull it in a little bit. Let's say like I don't do more than, I guess I can do is 5 sometimes, but I think on 4, this is private on 4. You can see the clothes is still there, but so far it's not touching the face. I think I'm still fine. I think that's what I do on this part. Then I'll come down a little bit. I'll come to the next one, which is where we have your colors. Where you have your colors. I think what I do here is just to put my highlights down a little bit. Put down my, can see that the warning is going. Put down my highlight a little bit. Then I want my highlight to tend to, now there's a secret that I learned recently. I want my shadows always to be on the green side. When I'm shooting a dark skin, I don't know how where I come across that. So I'll pull my, you can see, pulling down to the green, that's the shadows to the green. Then I'll pull it down a little bit. Pull it down so it won't be too much green. Then pull my shadows up a little bit. Still pull it down because let me zoom close so you can see the effect. You can see when you pull it up, you can see how green the picture is. Pull it down a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm fine like this. My mid-tone is always on yellow part, somewhere here. Pull it up a little bit. It's fine that way. Then put down my mid-tone so that I can pop out the skin, sorry, so I can have more contrast in the picture. Pull it down a little bit. Your highlight, I put down my highlight to the blue side of any picture, blue side, depending on the picture. I think I'm okay with blue. For this, I'll pull it down a little bit. Then put down your highlight a little bit. So I don't touch this basically, I don't, because I'll still color grade on my Photoshop and all. This is just little coloring that I do on Photoshop. On Capture One, sorry, I don't know why I'm mentioning Photoshop every time. Sorry, this is the only color grade that I do on it. So now let's see our before and after. We move from this to this. You can see the difference. Move from this to this. So I think I'm fine. That's what I do. Then I just do a little bit of lens correction on this. Then fall off color with a little bit. I think that's all I do in Photoshop on Capture One. Sorry, that's all I do on Capture One. So this is before and after. Then before. So now I just click on it. Then I will export, edit with Adobe Photoshop. Let's click then edit with Adobe Photoshop 2021. Then leave it on JPSD. Some people do their own to be TIFF, that's TIF, but I put mine on Photoshop, that's PSD fashion. Then I just edit variants. Then that's all about that. Wait until it opens in Photoshop. So we are now in Photoshop. The picture is in Photoshop now. So what I do in Photoshop first is just to crop my image. I do 4x5 because that's Instagram size. I do 4x5. Then I would like to have enough space up here, so the picture has to be in center. Then I won't like to work with this. I have like a foam down, but I just have to take that off a little bit. Let me just take it off then, so it won't add effect to it. So picture like this that has just one background. What I do is I'll just come here and click on my content aware field when I'm cropping them. Once I just click on OK, automatically the Photoshop should be able to fill up that part for me. I'm sure it should be able to do a good work for that. So it's taking a little minute. So if your system is not that good, it's not a fast system, don't try it, because it will slow down your whole job. Yeah, I think that's fine for me. So I can just decide to just fill up a little bit, then Ctrl T, then drag out. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. So what I do next is just duplicate your layer, Ctrl J, or you come here and then click on left click, then duplicate layer, then click on OK. I think that will still work. Then I just click my patch tool, that's J on your keyboard, patch tool. Then I'll just patch everywhere I needed to patch. I just patch them out a little bit. I need to zoom closer. So I think I have some little dots on the. You can do this in another. We can do it using your, what's it called, your stamp facing clone stamp. clone stamp or your stamp spot healing brush, or your healing brush, can use that for that too. But I prefer my patch tool for removing any spot or any issues with my background. I think I'm fine like this. I'm fine. So I can actually just save your image. Then let's see if you can just fix up any dot on her face. I love this picture so much because her skin is just so natural. My makeup artist did a very good job. I would put her handle, her Instagram handle down in the capture, in the description below. I would have her handle there so you can follow her and work with her. Glams by Rinsola. Glams by Rinsola, sorry. Rinsola. So her face is perfectly well. There's no too much spot. I'll be taking off few ones that is so obvious. The makeup was so dope, and I think to save me a lot of stress. So the secret about retouching is that get yourself a good makeup artist and get yourself a good model, a beautiful model. Not just beautiful facial, but beautiful when it comes to her face. If her skin is good, then I think it saves you more stress. Saves you a lot of stress because you don't have to start doing extra job on it when you are retouching the image. For me, I think I'm perfect like this. The skin is, I won't do too much. I don't like making her artificial. I don't like making it too much. So I'm listening to take off little things I need to take from my skin. So for me, I'm okay. I'm okay like this. So before I move to anything else to retouching, I would like to liquify one or two things on our body. I won't do too much too. I think I don't like the view of this cloth. I don't like the way the cloth is not arranged here. You can actually just come and use your clone stamp, then just patch, fill up this, then you should not be doing it. You can see how rough it looks. When you have your liquify can just do it for you and you are fine. So I'll be coming out to my liquify, to your filter, then liquify, filter, then liquify, filter, then liquify. Oh, sorry, because I pick a smaller patch, so it will be covered. I'll have to deselect, then liquify. It's going to take a little bit of seconds, like 2 or 3 seconds, depending on how fast your system is. Okay, we are there. Liquify panel is like a different panel inside Photoshop that helps you just do little tricks. So then liquifying, just come use the first two. I don't know the name. Okay, I think forward one, 2. It has the name there. Sorry. Most of these things we just use them. We don't really try to know the names. And it's very bad. So just push in what I need to push in. I'm trying to give her that good shape, so that her clothes will look so smooth and all. Clothes will look that smooth and all. I think she did her clothes herself. I think she said her name is on IG is Kdam. Yeah, Kdam Wears or Kdam Fashion Designer or something like that. I'll try to get a handle and put it in the description below too. The dress was so beautiful. Everything was done from beginning to the end, and that's one thing that got my attention too. The truth is, when the outfit is perfect, it gives you more inspiration to create magic with it. So I'll be pulling out not too much, because I think she has a good shape, just a little bit. So pulling too much will be a problem, so because it's going to disfigure her shape, since she already have a perfect shape and she's totally different. She's good on her shape, so I won't like to disfigure anybody. So I think I've done justice to that. I would like to work on her face too. Let's say a little bit, let's push it a little bit in, so can see the difference before and after. So we are good. Click on the OK. So you can see, let's just view our before and after before we move to our retouching proper. Before we move to our retouching, before and after, before and after. So I think we've moved. So for me, it's now time to go to our retouching proper. Let me try and fix a little bit from the background, background. Yeah, I'm correct. So I think I'm good. So let's just move to our retouching proper. So what I do first when I'm retouching is to do micro dodge and burn. Now, what micro dodge and burn does is that micro dodge and burn works with the light of the picture. It makes the light in the picture even. It evens out the light in the picture. So if there's a light hitting a place bigger than another place or other than another place, there are hot spots in pictures. So it makes them even. It even out the light. Now you can see there's a spot here whereby there's a light hitting this place differently. There's a dark spot here. You can see those dark spots. There's a darker shade. There's a lighter part here. There's a dark spot here. So it evens out the light. It evens out the light. There can't be light hitting the face the same way. So it evens out the light. So now just come to your micro dodge and burn. There's an action for it. You can check online, and maybe I'll find another tutorial. Then I would explain how to create these actions yourself. So micro dodge and burn. And what I do next is to create an inverse check layer. Now what an inverse check layer does is that it inverts the main color. Okay, let me just pause for a while. Now there's a part here. Let's look at this picture. Well, now let me zoom close. Okay, this part now is dark. If I'm not wrong, it's dark. But when I turn off my inverse check layer, it's light. It's bright. So when you're using your inverse check layer, any brighter part becomes dark and any dark part becomes bright. It inverts what you are seeing from your screen. That's one. Two, it gives you easy view of what you have. So when you turn on your inverse check, there's an action for that. So you can send me a DM. I can just release the action, and you can check Prince Mating. Prince Mating is an amazing photographer and an amazing teacher too. He has those actions available for sale. So just come to your levels. You ever check, come to your level, drag it down. Let's say 55 or 54 is perfect. For me, I do 55 for this is cool for me. 55 is okay. Minimize that. Then come to your action, to your micro dodge and burn. Come to your burn. Now your brush, you have to turn on your brush. Your brush has to be at flow 1. Anything more than 1 is a problem for you. 1, it's perfect for your micro dodge and burn. 1. So now let's try something. Let's try a trick now. Now let me zoom closer. This part is light, right? You have to burn it. You have to burn it. Now let's burn and see what will happen. You can see how it's going off. Now let me turn off my inverse check layer and see now. Before and after. Before, and you can see that it evens out the light on that part. So now let me I will do that very fast because I won't want to waste much of time here. So I won't want to do too much in my micro dodge and burn. If it was to be like a proper editorial shot, I will have to do it well, so I won't have any issue. But this is a full portrait, or almost full portrait. So I'll just go to any part that is too bright. I'm having the light differently. I'll just burn it down a little bit or drop. So that means I'm dodging it because it's inverse. So I'm just a little bit. It can be not too much. If you're using a brush, a tablet, it's going to be easier for you. You just have to just minimize your flow. You won't pin your hand down too much on it. You can see what I'm doing, and I'm not doing too much. So I'll be so fast on this. I won't. Normally I should fast the video while I do this, but I would just try and be as fast as possible. I'll be as fast as possible. Now I'm still on dodge. You can see I'm still on dodge. So I'm still dodging those parts that is giving me too bright. I'm trying to dodge them down. But in the normal sense, I'm burning it. So now let's see how far we've gone before and after. So you can still do more. You can still do more. We can still do more. So just have to just do it. Look at the picture around, and any part you think is just too obvious to your eyes, you can just bring it down a little bit. Not too much. Too much will be too much. So don't do too much. So you won't end up destroying the whole shape and the picture and everything that needs to be done on the picture. If it's too much, it will be too much. So I think I've done justice to that. So I'm rounding off soon. For me, I think I've done justice to that. So the thing is, these actions are available for download, and some are available for sale. Some are available for sale. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please, you need to do it. You need to just subscribe. I'm begging, you need to just subscribe to the channel, because there are amazing content dropping soon. And about the audio, I would just say you should just bear with me anyhow it sounds. I'm not like a full-time YouTuber. I'm just trying to see how we can create more content so everybody can just learn from it. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification button, so that once I drop a content, you will be notified that Young Tole Concept have dropped a content, so you'll be able to view. So let me just do a little bit on the hand too, not too much. Remember, not too much. Your flow is on 1, so you don't have any problem with it, but you just need to still be careful so you won't end up doing too much. So now still zoom close. Let me just view our before and after. Now let me turn off my inverse check layer. Before and after, before and after, before and after. Okay, for me, I think I'm okay like this. I think we've done justice to it. You can see this part here. You can see how it pops out. This line here, there's a line here. You can see there's a dark spot here. You can see this part here. Yeah, I think we've done well. So what you do next is just to create your visible stamp layer. Visible stamp layer. That means you hold your Shift, Alt, and Command E on your Mac, then Control Alt Shift E on your Windows system. Automatically create a visible stamp layer for you. Now what to do next is just to create your frequency separation proper. Frequency separation. Now what I do, there's a secret about this. When I'm doing a full picture, like a full body portrait, what I do is I use a radius Gaussian blur around let me say 4.5. I've not used 3 before. 4.5. Then sometimes I use 6, depending on how sharp or how zoom the picture is. But for this, it's not full. I'll be doing 5 for this. Or let me try 6. Let me try 5. Let's just do on 5. Let's just do 5. It's crazy. So you have to use a mixer brush. Mixer brush. So zoom close. We're working with the face, so you have to be close so you can see. So mixer brush. Come to your brush, then mixer brush. Then my flow setting for my mixer brush that I use. My wet is 24. My load is 29. My mix is 8. Then my flow is on 30. What mixer brush does is that you have to the transition between highlight and shadows. You have to balance the transition between them. That's what you are trying to do. So mix them together to create a transition between the highlight and shadows. So let's just keep on mixing. Don't mix too much. Don't mix your highlights with shadows. Just the transition between both of them. The transition between your highlight and shadow. That's what we're working on. The transition between your highlight and your shadows. the transition between your highlight and your shadows. You can see what happened there while I was trying to mix. So if you aren't careful, you end up mixing what are not meant to mix. So you have to be very, 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 very careful. You have to be very careful when mixing, so you don't mix too much. You don't mix what you're not supposed to mix. So I would keep on doing my brush. So I'll be dropping my skin lot soon. I'm working on it. I have some skin lot that I've prepared, so I'll be dropping them soon. So soon can be in few days, in few months. So I'll be dropping them soon. They're not price tag for them yet, so there ain't price tag for them yet, so I don't have a price tag for it. And I decided to give them out for free. So on this I will just say, and I have a one-on-one class, or not free, a one-on-one class whereby I teach people retouching. If you want to learn, it's affordable, not too expensive, it's affordable. I just teach you retouching, retouching, color grading and all. This is just a YouTube channel. I'm teaching you into details. 3 days, 5 days, depending on how well you want, how many days you want. Now let's see how far we've gone. Our before and our after. Our before and our after. Our before and our after. I haven't done too much. Okay, let me come to the hand. I think I have some flesh here too. I have some skin here, so you need to mix that too. You need to mix that. You don't need to mix the clothes. Highlight and shadows. So just mix them. So for me, I think. So now let's see our before and our after. Our before and our after. I think I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this. So now I used to do next is just your global dodge and burn. Now what the global dodge and burn does is that I have an action for that too. And I just click on the action. Your brush has to be on your normal brush. Come to your normal brush. Has to be on 3. Your flat to be on 3. Now what global dodge and burn does is that it makes the highlight and shadows obvious. Your highlights and your shadows, it pops out the highlight and shadow, and most times it's the one in charge of shaping the face, giving the light, the face, putting them into dimensions. So come to my dodge. Now what I do is that after creating my dodge and burn action, I come to my black and white adjustment layer. I put down my black, my red, I put down my yellow. So it will just show me the highlight and shadows in the image. And I come back to my dodge and burn action. You have to paint with a white. Paint with white. Anything you do, you have to paint with white because it's inverse checked. So you have to paint with white so that you can make it obvious. So I'm painting already. Don't paint too much. Too much will be too much. I said that earlier. Too much will be too much. Just paint a little. Now there's a secret about dodge and burn for dark skin. If you're working on a dark skin, you don't dodge too much. Don't burn too much. Sorry, don't burn them too much. They're already dark. When you burn them, you're just making them more dark. So you don't burn too much. Just I'm sure you can see where I'm working on. Come to your dodge. Come to your burn. Sorry, burn that part. The nose line, the contour. If your makeup artists have done a great job, I'm sure all this part should be so obvious for you to see. You don't need to stress yourself when working with this. You can just see it when you're just playing around. So don't dodge, don't burn the dark skin too much. She's already dark. So when you burn, I don't know what else you want her to remain. Don't burn too much. Just gives that face, that dimension, that shape, that dimension, that shape. So come here to your neck part. Remember we have the hand part too. Just dodge a little bit. Now let's see our before and our after. So let's go. Our before and our after. Wow, you can see how the face look now. Now let me remove let me turn off the black and white adjustment layer. You can see how the face look. You can see how defined the shape of the face look now. So let me let me just do a little bit here. Not too much, please, not too much. So let's see how far we've gone. Before and after, before and after. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to start our color and all. So what I do after I've done all this is that I just come to my actions. I do reduce red. If you're using a Canon camera, most times you need to reduce your red. That's why most of them reduce your red from the capture one. But I mean, I've had colors mixed around, so that's why I do reduce red from this part too. It's an action. So I just put my reduce red to let's just say 20. Let's see before and after. 20 is fine. And I come to my actions again. I click on my rich tone. Then I put that to, let's say I do 5 for that. I do 5. Most times I do 5. 5 or 10. 5 is fine. You come to your levels, adjustment layer, pull in your highlight, then your shadows. I put that on 5, or let's say 4. 4 is fine for now. For this image, 4 is fine. Then now I just try to group that. Group, and I name it skin tone. For me, that's what I name it, skin tone. Then my before and after. Before and after. So now let's see how far we've gone for everything. Before and after. Yeah, you can see our skin, our color, our dress. Then let me just add something. I think I like that dark part. So let me just try and bring selective color. Then bring out our darks. That's our clothes. To not affect our clothes more. Let me darken it a little bit more. You can see. Yeah, it's perfect like this. I think I'm fine. Okay, I think I'm good like that. So we moved from here to here. You can see how far we've gone. So retouching can be so easy when you start from when you know exactly what you really want and you just go for it directly. So I'll be adding my lots. Some of my lot, I'll be adding them to the image. Let me just go and check my lot out. Can send me a DM if you need some of my lots. Can just send me a DM out and I would see. They are not up for sale yet. I have a few of them, but this is just one I have in this folder. They are not up for sale yet because I have not put a price tag on them. So I haven't put a price tag on them. So let's see how this works. Wow, I think I like this. I'll be applying more than one, so let me just apply the rest at once. Then I would just make them work one after the other. Okay, let me add the third one. I'll be using the opacity and using this and that. So okay, so this let me start with this first. I think I like the fact that it's just making there's too much. Let me reduce it down a little bit. Let me have it at I'm okay on it for 40. Yeah, 40 is fine. Which one is this? Okay, let me have this at let me bring this down to, let's say, 20. Okay, 20 is fine. But one thing one other trick I will have to explain to you now. This is so looking natural. So let me bring this down to 60. Let me have this on 60. Then I can have this on, let's say, 30. So what I'll do now is I want this to apply only on our skin, not all our body, only on our skin. So I have to click on, just max out our skin, mask out and skin, mask out and skin. Okay, mask out and skin. Remember, we've not done our eyes and teeth whitening. We haven't done that. I just remember we haven't done that. So retouching can be so taxing. Sometimes you need to forget some steps. So okay, I think it's perfect. Let me drag this out, and I'll just apply it to our skin alone. I'll create a layer mask for our skin alone. You can see that it's not applying on every part of our body, it's applying only on our skin. Then I can drag this down to this one too. Yeah, you can see. So I'm perfect. I think I'm okay like this. So now let me create a folder, what's it called, a group for 3 of them. That's like color grade. You can see. Wow. I think that, let me call it grade. Great. So it applies. So I think we are trying to round off now. The next thing that we'll just do is just to add for the overlay. This is how far we've gone. We went from this to this. So let's do my eyes and teeth whitening. So my eyes and teeth whitening action is there. You can get this on Printmating channel too. I think there's eyes and teeth whitening is free. Opacity should be at flow to be at 100, opacity should be at 100. Can we just paint over the eyes? Paint over the eyes, then it makes the eyes so pop out and obvious like that. So this, you can just come to your brush, then brush over the mouth and the eyes, brush it out from where you are masking. So the lot won't apply on those parts. So yeah, okay. Yes. So let me show you how far we've gone. Yes, let me show you how far we've gone. So we went from this, okay, we went from this to, so for the overlay, I'll just be applying some of the overlay that we have here already. I'll just be coming to this place. I think I have my overlay. I'll just bring in everything because I'm trying to infuse everything. I'll just drag it into picture. So it's gonna take a little while. Okay, first one, okay. Second one, okay. The third one, because I think I have 4. Just need to press OK for everything. Okay, so I'm turning everything off. Now I know where I will start from now. Now let me just start from this one. System is just taking a little while. Maybe it's freezing up. Let me apply it. It's taking a while. So I will just come to bring it down. Then I what I do first is just I'll convert it to overlay. Convert the blending option. Use the blending option. Convert it to overlay. Remove it, bring it from normal to overlay. So it can just blend with the background we have. Yeah, you can see. So we need to mask it out. I'll just come to this layer and then click on my the quick select tool. Then I just come to select subject. If your system again is not fast, and it's going to take time, I will advise you do this in a different way. Maybe you just click on the background, but mine is a little bit fast. So come here, then just create an inverse layer. an inverse layer mask, sorry, an inverse layer mask. You can see that it's applying behind it. Reduce the opacity. Let's say 40 is fine. 40 is fine. Let's say 40 is fine by me. I'll come here again. I would turn on this one too. Yeah, this you need to drag to fit what you're working with. To drag to fit what you're working with. You just have to drag it in a little bit. Or pull it out, sorry, pull it out. Pull it out more, you can still go more. Okay, then I'll prefer, oh sorry about that, I think I left it when I would applied it. Okay, click on OK like that. So Control T again, then I would right click, then I will do an horizontal check. So it's gonna turn it upside down, turn it to the other way around. I'll prefer the flower to be on this side rather than it being on the other side. See the same way, just come, see the same way. It's applying the transformation. So it'll take a little while too. I don't know why my system is acting up today. So overlay again, and still bring it down. Okay, and just dragging, hold your Alt, then drag it in. Yes, I think we are pretty close now. Let me bring this down more. Let's have 20. Let's have the opacity on 20. Okay, let's have this down to 30. Then let me do this back to, let me say, system is just acting up. Let me put this to 30. Okay, for this I'll just come here. This is just like a sun, ray or sun, something like that. Sure. Just bring it up a little bit, then I'll just drag it in. I like the way the ray of sun is coming in. So just like she's outside and just waiting for the sun, waiting for her lover. Waiting for her lover. I got that, waiting for her lover. That one enter well. Last. Now everybody go chop breakfast. So take a while. So I'm dragging that in more again. So to apply behind that. This down to 60. No cap. 60. So it won't really show. Okay, let's do 60 is fine, still fine. For the last overlay I'm going to add now. Last overlay to add. Because this is having a black background. Even before it applies, because it's having a black background. What you do now is just I will just come, then make it to be on screen. Screen will remove the black background. If it was to be a white background, you have to use multiply. Okay, let's see the result now so you can see the difference. Yes, so anything dark is going to remove it instantly. That's the power of screen. So I'll just try pull it in a little bit. Press OK. Let me pull it off to look like a crown for her, like a rainbow for her hair. For the guy, we're just trying to create something different. Just trying to create something different. For me, I think I'm okay with this picture like this. So I can bring it down. Let's say this down to 60. Yeah. So I think that's all about this. I can put this in a folder, in a group too. Then I'll call it overlay. I'll call it overlay. Then Now let's see how far we've gone. Let's see how far we've gone. We've gone from this to this. Isn't this amazing? Now I will need to come back to my cap. Let me save. So I will need to come back to my capture one. Then I will finish my processing in capture one. Then so coming to capture one back, we have the image. This is it. So this is our before. Let me show them in big screen. This is our before. This is our after. So this is where we came from, and we got this. So you can see we've gone really far. So now what I just do after my whole capture one is just I'll just come to where we have your navigation here. Just add my grains. So I just come, then I apply grains to it. I don't use arch. I prefer putting tabula. Is it trebula? Okay, trebula if I'm not wrong. I apply it, let's say 50 or just about 50. For me 50 is fine. It applies grains to it, you can see. And I will just come to my levels parts. Sorry, I will just add my vignetting from here. Put it down to let's say 8 or thereabouts. I'll just come back to my highlight here if I'm not wrong. Bring down my highlight a little bit. After applying all those dodge and bone and all, I've brought out the highlight. So now we're moving from this to this. That's what I did in Photoshop for capture one. I don't know if I should apply a little bit of color grade to it here. I don't need too much, so I think I'm just okay. I'm okay with this image. So this is our end product. So we came from this to this. We came from this to this. We came from this to this. This to this. So you guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I think you need to do that now, because I think all this is for a reason, for you to learn. I think how I apply the overlay and everything. I'll be editing one more picture of this. I think I'll be doing a video of it too, how I just start from start to finish of this picture too. So you guys, I would say a big thank you to you guys for taking your time. Please don't mind the audio. I'm sure I'll get better on my next video. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. And I will say I remain my humble self, Young Tole Concept. Thank you. This. So I think that's fine. So the next thing we're gonna do is our overlay. Overlay is the next thing we're gonna do.